and gentlemen, our first act has been on BBC Three's Pramface. That's right, that's television, sir. So please, give a huge, earth-shattering round of applause and welcome Callum Fairweather to the stage.
There. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Callum Fairweather. Let me tell you just a little bit about myself. Several times in my life, people have said to me, Callum, why stand-up comedy? The answer is really simple. My life's a joke. A typical example of my life being a joke would be at high school. For 5 years at high school, I studied French. For 5 years. And after 5 years of French lessons, I can remember one sentence. Now, some people must be thinking, Callum, if you can only remember one sentence of French, that must be a very important sentence indeed. That must be the sort of sentence that could be used in any emergency situation. It's not. You'd expect it to be something like, please help, I've just lost my passport. Where's the British Embassy? It's not. You'd think it might be something like, oh no, I'm terribly allergic to shellfish. I'm not allergic to shellfish, but that sentence would be more useful and more appropriate than the actual sentence I can remember. Ladies and gentlemen, after 5 years of French lessons, the only sentence I can remember is Le singe dans l'arbre. That translates to the monkey is in the tree. Now that's a very specific sentence to remember. Unless I happen to be a zookeeper who specialised in primates, and I happen to be in downtown Paris at the exact moment in time that a rabid chimpanzee with anarchy upon its mind escaped from the local zoo, ran up a tree and began attacking tourists. That sentence is of no use to anyone. Even if the mighty King Kong scaled the Eiffel Tower, that sentence still would not be grammatically correct for 2 reasons. First of all, he's not in a tree, he's scaling the Eiffel Tower. And secondly, in an emergency situation such as that, nobody wants me, of all people, to point out a 45-foot gorilla straddling one of the world's largest and most iconic phallic objects. But then I thought, I'm going to get my act together, I'm going to get my life together, I'm going to leave high school, I'm going to go to college, I'm going to make something of myself. I went to college and I studied drama. I learned jazz hands. Now, in order to fund my jazz hands habit, I needed a job. So I got one at the local cooperative. That's right, I stepped up. I got a job at the local cooperative. And for 2 years, I provided a fairly loyal service until my downfall. Let me set the scene for you all right now. My downfall came on a Sunday afternoon. It was about 2:30 and I was behind the counter. I was in my blue cooperative uniform, and despite the fact that at the time I was only 18 years of age, I had on one of those badges they make you wear that says, if you look under 25 years of age, I'm going to have to ask you for some ID. That's my job. Another part of my job was cleaning out the fruit and veg boxes. So I'm behind the counter, I'm cleaning out an onion box. I'm trying to get the last of the debris out of the onion box when I accidentally knock the silent alarm system under the counter. The silent alarm system failed. It turns out this was not a silent alarm. Woo, 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 woo! Suddenly, sirens are blaring, lights start flashing, the shutters come down on the doors and windows like dominoes. Everybody panics. Oh my God, we're gonna die! We're gonna die! I don't want to die! There's an old army war veteran on aisle 5. He starts to have flashbacks of the war. He begins to throw walls cornetos thinking they're hand grenades. Over on aisle 9, a 14-year-old girl's water breaks. The SAS come abseiling in through the ceiling. It was chaos, mayhem, I tell you. I got fired from the cooperative. I was fired for inciting a riot in the small Scottish town of Arbroath. And let me tell you, to be fired for inciting a riot in the sort of town that Jeremy Kyle would visit with a net is quite a thing to do indeed. But when they fired me, I had my head held high. I had jazz hands on my side. So I scissor-kicked my way out of that store, out of that job, down Arbroath High Street onto bigger and better things. Remember my name, Fame! ladies and gentlemen, my name's Callum Fairweather. Enjoy the rest of your night. Thank you very much. Good night.